and welcome to Kogi in Focus, your weekly review of happenings and developments in and around Kogi, Nigeria's confluent state. I'm Oluwatosin Osuji. In today's edition, Kogi government set to begin wide-ranging agricultural partnerships with foreign agro-based companies. Kogi State government kickstarts free medical health care for flood victims in non-local government areas of the state. Today is World Pneumonia Day, and doctors and nurses tell us what we need to know about the disease. These and more when we return. Don't go away. The Kogi State government has promised foreign investors in the state of their safety and the safety of their investment. Governor Yahaya Bello has made the promise to a visiting team from Dutch African Agricultural Projects, BV Netherlands, and the company of former Senator Smart Adeyemi. The Holland Agricultural Company visit is ahead of a multi-billion-dollar investment plan in Kogi State.
The Dutch African Agricultural Projects Company plans to establish a base in Western Kogi State before the end of January next year, 2019. The leader of the visiting team, Hajbaltas Andres Leonardes de Jong, told journalists of their readiness to invest $400 billion in Nigeria's agricultural sector, out of which $140 billion will be invested in Kogi State. He said groundbreaking will commence as soon as land and other required facilities are made available and assure the people of Kogi State of a mutual beneficial relationship.
Basically, next week, in 2 weeks from now, because we have the funds ready, we have the team ready, we have everything ready, we're ready to start with a ranching program where we can start growing our own Kogi State beef, where we have our own dairy products, like Kogi State milk or whatever name we're going to give to it. To give you one idea, we will invest in social projects. 30% of our profit will be reinvested into social projects.
Former Kogi West Senator Smart Adeyemi said he attracted the Dutch investors to Kogi State, adding that he has no doubt in their ability to do what they promise and more.
I believe in Yahaya Bello's vision. I believe Governor Yahaya Bello is determined to improve the well-being of the people. I believe that Governor Yahaya Bello wants to create jobs for people. So this will take about 10 to 15,000 people out of the labor market. This will go a long way to improve the life of our people.
The Commissioner of Agriculture described the Dutch investment as a welcome complement to the state government's effort to revolutionize agriculture development.
We're working closely with the investors to identify locations where we think that the crops they are interested in will do very well, and His Excellency has said every support that is required to make that project a success that he will give to us.
Governor Bello promised to do what is needed to make their stay worth the while.
Mr. President vowed to revive our economy, and he's doing that excellently through the revival of agriculture in Nigeria. And every federative units are keying into that vision. Mr. President believes in security of lives and properties. And that exactly I'm following his footsteps in Kogi State. Mr. President believes in job creation. That exactly we're laying the foundation in Kogi State here. We're coming on board to come and invest in Kogi State. I want to say it's a welcome development, and my administration will do everything possible to ensure that your investment is secured and you have return on your investment, and that our people and the local community benefit from it.
He said his visitors had no cause to worry over their security and the safety of their investment, which he said will also go a long way to create thousands more jobs in the state, especially for the youths.
The Kogi State Government, in collaboration with the National Sugar Development Council (BUA) and Contact Global Companies, is to grow sugarcane plantations in Oguma and Isonlu in the eastern and western senatorial districts of the state, while receiving visiting teams from the National Sugar Development Council and the foreign investors. Governor Yahaya Bello promised to do whatever is necessary to ensure the business succeeds.
The Kogi State has continued to attract foreign agricultural investors into the state. Governor Bello used the opportunity to assure existing and will-be investors of his administration's commitment to success in their ventures.
Kogi State is turning into investors' hub in terms of agriculture, and every citizens and government of Kogi State were very friendly and were welcoming all the investors.
He, however, warned them to avoid what he described as unnecessary distractions.
Moving forward, we have a deliberate policy that will ensure that we learn from people's mistakes and experiences. We've learned from the Zimbabwean experience, and as such, we are taking steps to ensure that such does not repeat itself in Kogi State, so that at the end of the day, both the investors, the government, the people of Kogi State will experience what we call win-win situation.
The National Sugar Development Council representative said investors are willing to invest as much as $350 million into the state agricultural project if adequate support is made available.
The core program of all sugar companies ready to provide offtake will be funded up to 50% through a revolving loan from the sugar levy under the scheme co-managed by National Sugar Development Council and Bank of Agriculture.
The BUA and Contact Agro-Allied Companies representatives promised to play their part in ensuring a mutually beneficial relationship.
As the soul of the soil, we are very excited by this invitation, and we pray that we will do everything possible to make sure that we add value on the supply chain and something that you will be proud of.
In fact, we would have started the nursery, but we found out his place is not accessible, especially bridge and the road through Oguma. We have discussed with the officials, and we are happy because we know you are up to the task. Take it up so we can take up immediately.
We have to build the access road to bring the fertilizer and inputs to the field, and then again we have to take the produce cane to the sugar mill complex. So the access road has to be built. So we will take that responsibility to develop those roads. If the existing roads are not up to the condition that requires for improvement, we will be doing that.
In a similar vein, Governor Bello inaugurated the Kogi State Agriculture and Cassava Revolution Program Committee. Members of the committee, headed by Ahmed Rufai Tima, include the State Auditor General, Commissioner of Finance, Commissioner for Agriculture, and the State Director of Land, Housing and Planning.
The Managing Director of Kogi State-based Al Amin Farm, Usman Udodo, has called on women, youths and higher institution graduates across Kogi State to embrace agriculture, which he says is a more sustainable means of livelihood. Udodo, who is also local government auditor general, gave the advice in a chat with Kogi in Focus on his farm in Kogi Central. He gave kudos to President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Yahaya Bello for supporting farmers.
Al Amin Farm has contributed considerably to the growth of agriculture in Kogi State. Aside cultivating huge amounts of pepper and tomatoes, the farm management has also embarked on growing maize, okra and green beans in large quantities. The managing director of Al Amin Farms, who is also a top Kogi State government official, said farming has always been his hobby, which was further developed when Governor Yahaya Bello created the opportunity for government appointees to go into farming.
Kudos to our father, President Muhammadu Buhari, and also my mentor, my leader. His Excellency Alhaji Bello has motivated each and every one of his government officials, civil servants within the state to go into farming, and I think we should commend him.
He says his ambitions for Al Amin Farms are big.
This is about 40 hectares of maize, and our plan is to go wide. We are going to a full-fledged farming. We want to be exporting. We want to even extend to some other states.
More than 100 persons are presently engaged on the farm, and Ododo believes that this is one of the surest ways of reducing unemployment and juvenile delinquency. The staff at the farm say their engagement has been a blessing.
If you consider all the profession in this world, I prefer farming. We are going to have mass production, even that Nigeria as a country cannot even consume our product.
Karanci na kai wata uku. Saduwa na da Abdul gaskiya na ji daɗi, ina kuma cikin jin daɗi.
Na kira na kawo mishi ma'aikata zai yi ciniki da su nawa ne aiki kuma yana ba su hakkin su. Bisa tun lokacin da muka sadu har yanzu babu wani labaran da ya zo ya ce mun gaskiya an zalunce shi.
The farm supervisor encouraged interested farmers to get started, dismissing fears of marauding herdsmen as a mere political tool aimed at spreading fear and disharmony among Nigerians. He has his blueprint for preventing future clashes.
If you want to make farm, you're not supposed to close everywhere. As anyhow it be, you have to live like this cow region. You have to live 30 region to 20. So I think it will be better like that. But most of our people now, if they want to make farm, they'll just cover everywhere. That one, it can cause problem.
The manager said Al Amin only grows hybrid seeds which will yield high-quality fruits in high demands from markets within and outside Nigeria. Al Amin is presently cultivating more than 45 hectares of maize and 11 hectares of okra and green beans. He said after the maize harvest, Al Amin will plant pepper and tomatoes for harvesting in November and December this year.
The chairperson of Mineral Resources and Environmental Management Committee, Hasiat Ozavize Suleiman, has commended the state government for its efforts at tackling illegal mining across the state. Hasiat Suleiman gave the commendation during comments to mark her first year in office as the chairperson under Governor Yahaya Bello.
The committee worked tirelessly from day one. Among the many milestones we have recorded, Mirenco has arbitrated on over a dozen complaints and petitions brought by host communities against mining companies, has facilitated and overseen the successful signing of a community development agreement between a major company and its host community. In spite of this, I would be remiss if I did not mention the immense support of Kogi State Government, which has gone a long way towards helping the committee actualize many of the milestones.
Members of the committee expressed satisfaction with developments since their inauguration a year ago.
We can only wish the committee the best in the year ahead.
For all their efforts, we appreciate the government and we wish to solicit for more support in funding the committee in order to achieve more laudable success.
We have put up a memo also seeking His Excellency's approval for the constitution of a task force in conjunction with the Federal Mines Office, which is also within their own purview. As soon as we have this approval, we'll set up a task force and we'll fight illegal mining activities in Kogi State.
It was also a day for additional celebration for the committee members as their chairman, Hasiat Ozavize, clocked a year older. has yet promised to continue to go after illegal miners without witch hunting them, but rather to encourage them to register and do their business properly that will benefit the people. If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, a weekly review of stories that made headlines in and around Kogi State in the last 1 week. For your information, contributions, feedback, and advert placements, feel free to contact us through the phone numbers and social media handles displayed on your screen. Good news for our audience who also have Star Times in their homes. Kogi in Focus will from December be coming to you via NTA Lokoja Channel 12 on Star Times. Be sure to stay connected to us. Wife of the Kogi State Governor Rasheedat Bello, through her foundation, has continued with her free medical outreach to the people across the east of the state. From day one in Ida through the rest of local government areas has been mind-blowing harvest of people that enjoyed the free medical care. After successful free health care to residents of Ida local government, mammoth crowds gathered to receive the governor's wife and her team as she rounded off her activities in Kogi East, in Ankpa, Dekina, Omala, and Bassa.
So I will join them to see, and of course to have a chat with my people also, one-on-one, so that we know how where to increase our intervention next time.
Local government administrators were also delighted with the opportunity to reach out to residents in need of health care.
This is indeed a landmark achievement and healthy development.
I want to use this opportunity to thank her for giving us this privilege. And to be more sincere, the people of Ankpa local government, they appreciate what she has, what she has done for them.
We in Budina local government area, we are fully supportive of the livelihood program of the new director government of our new director government.
And we want to thank you for the love you have for the people of this state. As a mother, we are proud to have you.
The medical outreach beneficiaries also had stories to tell.
We appreciated the work of governor for the presentation had done to us. So we pray so that his life, our life will last long.
He give me rice. He treat me well. So this one will worry me. He give me medicine.
As I know when I come here, they give me medicine with rice. So now, before we don't see this thing before, but the thing when I see today, I thank the woman well.
The governor's wife says the next stop of her medical outreach is Kogi West in the not so distant future. In line with Governor Yahya Bello's Healthcare Plus scheme, the state government has launched a family planning awareness campaign to encourage wives and husbands to visit any of the over 200 centers equipped across the state to plan childbearing in the state. The governor's wife, Rasheedat Bello, who launched the campaign, encouraged women and their husbands to take family planning seriously.
I hereby launch the family planning first-side implementation plan for the family planning Green Dots logo to the glory of God and to the service of good people of Kogi State.
Commissioners for Health and non-governmental organization representative also had words of advice.
I am particularly happy that this is being accomplished in Kogi State, as this will no doubt go a long way in complementing our efforts to reach some of the set targets at the inception of this administration, as stipulated in the new direction blueprint of Its Excellency, which is to reduce maternal mortality to less than 100,000 live childbirths and infant mortality to less than 10 per 1,000 lifeguards.
Working with the State Ministry of Health, we have managed together to actually increase the number of newborns being born that survive. We have also managed to increase the number of women accepting the use of family planning services.
According to the USAID Maternal and Child Survival Program, MCSP reports, Kogi State has a low level of contraceptive use and other methods of family planning. Motorists and commuters in Kogi Central will soon enjoy smooth drives and rides as major roads that connect Kogi Central State to more than 17 communities are under repair and construction. The roads, which have often been the source of traffic gridlock within the Koroko and Eika axes, are beginning to wear a new look. As renovation begins, site engineers who spoke with Kogi in Focus promised that all roads presently under repair will be completed before the end of January 2019.
We have about 4 sections now that we are working. So we have done scarifications, and any moment from now we are going to be putting asphalt. Though His Excellency has given us a mandate that we should finish by January. And from the progress of work and the machineries and the personnel that we have brought in, we believe that it's achievable. So by January we should be able to deliver the project. The only challenges we have is the traffic, because the traffic is much now along this road, but we are coping.
The ongoing roads overhaul is no doubt a source of joy to its users.
It's a great achievement for people living in Kogi Central and people in Kogi State in general, because constructing these roads will ease the transportation of people from other states that are going through this our road to Federal Capital Territory.
As work began in Okene local government area, road rehabilitation is also underway along the Adavi-Hima Road. The government has also promised to compensate people of Upogoro Ohiana whose properties will be affected by the road work. Journalists across Nigeria have received sensitization on process and procedures for government partnership in Nigeria. This happened during a 2-day seminar organized by MacArthur Foundation in collaboration with African Center for Leadership, Strategy and Development on promoting accountability in Nigeria through engagement and implementation of the Open Government Partnership in Lokoja, the state capital. Facilitators who spoke on the roles of the media, engagement of citizenry and other aspects relevant to ensuring the people and the government have equal share of information charged journalists to report their stories accurately.
Good governance recognizes a number of generally agreed principles such as accountability, transparency and openness.
I think when journalists have access to information or on anything at all, they can actually do better when they're reporting.
It's also important that the media is also brought along, because the media is important to democracy, and they need to understand what the policy is about for them to be able to report accurately what the achievements are, what the achievements that are expected to be will be.
The evolving role of the media, as far as OHP is concerned, has shifted to improving service delivery.
The participating journalists spoke on the seminar's benefits.
We passed through what are the roles of the media professionals in this regard, and we have been refreshed on the roles you can play.
So it has given me a whole lot of understanding about the concept and how to engage not just the stakeholders at the city centers, going down to the people.
And also promote transparency in governance process.
Participants were drawn from media houses and related establishments across Nigeria. World Pneumonia Day is marked every year on November 12th to raise awareness about pneumonia, the world's leading infectious killer of children under the age of 5. It's a day to promote interventions to protect against, prevent and treat pneumonia, and also to highlight proven approaches and solutions in need of additional resources and attention. To educate and to inform the people, Kogi in Focus engaged doctors from Kogi Central and the state capital Lokoja to analyze the causes and prevention of pneumonia.
Pneumonia is an infection that affects the lungs, or you call it the lower respiratory tracts. Usually, most times it's caused by bacterial infections. And normally, you have different types of pneumonia. The one that is common in the environment is they call it community-acquired pneumonia.
The mucus will be greenish in nature, or sometimes when it becomes very serious, you see it may be bloody, telling you that it has affected the lungs. Difficulty in breathing. One will not be able to breathe well, especially when climbing stairs.
What we notice is some people take drug for infections, but they don't complete the dosage. Because most of these drugs, as you start taking them, you get better. The cough will subside, the breathing will be better, even the way the person is feeling will be better. And most time, the person stops taking the drug, even halfway. And those are part of the things that can make it to become more severe. It can come in a bigger way, or even make other organisms to come up.
Nurses say precautions is the best medicine.
When there is a damage in the epithelial lining, it leads to pneumonia. This damage is mainly caused by smoking, and then inhaling noxious gas from the atmosphere.
If somebody is having pneumonia, the sign that you have that can prove to you that this is pneumonia is when somebody is coughing and the person is complaining of chest pain, hoarseness of the body.
World Pneumonia Day was established in 2009 by the World Health Organization. And that's our package on Kogi in Focus this week. Join us same time, same station for a fresh 7-day review. Until then, I remain yours truly, Oluwatosin Osuji, asking you to go out there and continue doing to others what you want them to do to you. Have a great week.